Good morning, everybody. We are in Lansborough, still in Queensland. We got out of LCMP. It was pretty full on, that last video, going through Land Cruiser Canyon. Like, I was so wrecked at the end of it all. I didn't even do a sign off or anything, and we just basically went back to camp, and we had Christy's 40th birthday with all the party shenanigans that went on. So I just kind of left it at that. Next day, packed up, and we all started heading our different directions. Queenslanders, the northern Queenslanders head up to Rocky, Gladstone, that sort of thing. We travelled south with the Vic guys until we got to Lansborough here, and then I've continued on to DontDoWhatDaveDid. And this is like a bit of a, I don't know, just coming back into service. Phone went mental. All the videos seem to get a lot of popularity. I think I win the award for the biggest Muppet drives on Land Cruiser Mountain Park this weekend, because I didn't take the best line going down Camp Road, left it in high range auto for the canyon, and just made hard work of it. It wasn't an easy track, and it never looks as bad on camera as what it actually was when you're there, let alone the heat. Like, it was blistering heat. The cars were getting hot. Well, mine was hot because probably the poor, converter was cooking itself. I think we'll do a full oil change when we get back, Steve. And but we got back into service and did, like, checking battle scars, and missed out on a little bit of full driving. You see my last vlog that I did. I scooted off about, 20 k's out of LCMP, just so I could upload some videos for you guys to see as soon as possible. Missed out on a little bit of driving, but maybe that's not a bad thing, because old mate over here broke his car. Last track of the last day, it always happens to someone. So maybe it's not a bad idea that I did go and miss this trip, because he was climbing some crazy stuff. 79, really built up 79 series, busted something on the same track too. I think what's gone this time is not the rear drive shaft, but as the rear drive shaft goes into the diff, there's, I'm not going to explain this very well. There's like a spindle. Anyway, we're getting parts sent in, so we're grounded here for a day or two, which brings us into the next part, because as soon as we got phone reception, we got our border passes sent through, and so we can go straight through New South Wales, but on our border passes it says we have to have a test on day 1, day 3 and day 12 or something or other, and quarantine. Like, that's new information to us. We thought, we're all out of the woods for that, so we're mucking around a bit yesterday trying to get advice on that. Rang up the SA Health Travel people, whatever it is, COVID hotline, and they said, oh, sorry, we had a glitch on all our border passes for like 3 days, and they say you have to quarantine when you don't actually have to quarantine. So hopefully someone else, if you've picked up on that, you don't have to quarantine at this current moment in time. That could change, of course, but there's so the next part of it was the health advice was with the COVID testing. Like, that's not an enjoyable thing. So if we don't leave here until the 21st, we don't even have to do the tests and everything as well. So if we can avoid that, we might hang around another day or two. I'm going to go to Australia Zoo today, and this place ain't so bad either. Nice little area. Had a fair bit, 66 mil of rain last night. So we're all under the big awning. But yeah, we might just chill out here for a couple of days. I'll show you my car too, because I found some more battle scars. Pulled all the bush barriers off, and I'll walk down there again. But the poor Vics are still having trouble as well. They've got a big run to get back in time. This is Wobble, Owen and George. Turns out there was a big crash at DontDoWhatDaveDid, so they were stuck there last night, and I think Brad's exhaust has half fallen off, and Owen's had punctures. George hasn't busted anything this trip, I don't think. That's new. All right, here we go. So got to take all the bush barriers off yesterday and give this thing a bit of a wash. It looks like we have done a bit of damage. Flares, copped it. Rim, my new Simmons. Yeah, bud. I've copped it. Whichever one's the worst, I can make a spare. Sliders, you know, that's what they're there for, that's alright. This rim's not too bad. The bar held up. That had a couple of little dings in, or is it just over here? But that seems to be alright. This is probably the new information for me. So this is when we're doing Camp Road. See all those scratches are going, see how all these scratches are going down? That's where it came down on that ledge. I should zoom out a bit. So, but in saying that, I'm really happy the flares are on, because if the flare wasn't there, that would have scratched all the paint up. So, you know, it's not that big a deal to just rip that off and put another one on. However, can you see this? It's pushed it in here too. But I reckon that's just going to pop out. I reckon once I get behind the inner guard there, that will just like push out. Or I'll speak to my good mate Nick. Hope you're watching, Nick. Maybe you can help me out with this. And I think basically just a new set of flares, or maybe even scuff these up and paint it over them again. And we'll be off and running. Otherwise, sliders, they did their job. And it's interesting how much the back bit got smashed up and not so much the front bit. I think being a little bit, you could argue being a little bit narrower was good for that Land Cruiser Canyon track, because these 62s were just too wide. But maybe if it was wide, it would have helped the guard. Probably not, I don't think, because it's got this little bump here and that didn't even really get touched. So going around, other than that, it's just this back bumper. So this is unclipped, pulled the flare off, and a bit of a scratch and a mark here, and here, but this will get cut off when we do a bar. This car though, as it sits, I'm really happy with the setup of it. Tried to, been following this a bit, I've been talking about this the whole way through. I'm trying to keep it light. There's not much on the car. It's just the roof rack, bit of bar work, that's it. And looking at the cars, looking back at the footage of LCMP and the cars, especially that bit where we went through a little bit of a muddy puddle and then up this scrabbly part, the heavier cars definitely had to give it a big bootful to get up, whereas I found with the 35s and twin locked, it kind of walked up and it was minimal fuss. And everything really seemed to go pretty well, especially comparing to how this drove to my old car. So I'm dead keen to keep the weight down, and I keep looking at this rear bar and tyre system, because I've got to work this out, because every rear bar that you put on here is 100 plus kilos, and then you add a tyre to it as well. Like, is there a way that I could maybe do that full aluminium rear bar to give me the departure angle and put the tyre somewhere else? Ilya and I were chatting about it last night. I've got some ideas actually, but that would be, if we could keep the weight down and not having to go for like a massive steel rear bar, be so advantageous. And long range tank, like there was twice Fraser Island, I needed to top up a little bit, and LCMP I had to put a 20 litre jerry in. So as much as I would like to get rid of that fuel anxiety, can I just keep this thing light somehow and just find a way to just have another 20 litres of fuel, maybe 40. Anyway, this is just, I'm rambling my thoughts on the car, but performance, and heaps of people have been asking me, how am I going to supercharge it? Not really. Like, I'm chasing traction, I'm not really chasing more power. So I'm trying to work out ways where I can maximize traction. I swear there's some things, looking at Ilya's car, what he's done with the back end with the lower control arms, that is so good. Like when you see it in Land Cruiser Canyon, it's hooked up pretty badly, but you look at the billet arm and the angle that the driver's side one is on, that like live axles would like to be able to flex that much. So there's still some things to chase with these Y62s to get the best out of them, and some good chats with Zach at East Coast Customs. He really understands these HBMC systems, so I'm hoping that it was a good meetup for all of these people to see the cars and go back and scratch their heads now and think, what can we do to really get the most out of the suspensions and get these cars being the best off-road. Definitely convinced I'm not doing 4-inch lift and 37s anymore. I think those cars that were biggest had a more dangerous drive when you see them tilted over, and they found it a lot harder to get through some of the tracks just because they're so bloody big. So I'm absolutely sticking with 2-inch lift and 35s. Can't believe I'm saying that. How cool is this? Quaint little river here, and Australia Zoo's like just behind this caravan park. So all night we've been hearing who knows what animals make some really odd noises. We're gonna go there soon. Bit of a clean up, shower, shave, all those sorts of things. I swear some of the best thinking happens in the shower, and having all these little showers off grid, now just to be in a caravan park and have a nice long shower, and got me thinking. So I've come back to all my messages and emails and all that, and I've realised I've done a pretty bad job at getting back to everyone, and even still, like, there's so many that I'm just trying to get through. Apologies if I haven't replied to you. I'm just going to smash through as many as I can, but I think a part of this is actually like with Dash Off-Road moving from being, or I guess it was a tiny business and it went to a small business, and I'm not sure if we're like about to make the leap into being maybe a medium-sized business, whatever that is. Like, and we're still like really under-resourced, so you know there's a few of us that work part-time in it. It might be time to actually get someone else into Dash Off-Road, but like, you know what, a salesperson, another storeman to help during the day with deliveries, customer service. Like, Jess does an amazing job at all of that, but I think she's running out of time too. So if you know someone in Adelaide, Northern Adelaide, that knows about four-wheel drives, has got any sales experience, doesn't mind doing some storeman stuff and moving boxes, and occasionally gets on camera or holds a camera for me, let me know. But I do need some help. I'm realising I'm under the pump. It's weird coming to somewhere like Australia Zoo where there's these kangaroos. We see them all the time. I guess international guests would see them.
Look at the baby Joey.
This next bit is probably a bit X-rated, just to warn you.
Not tonight, do you?
Leave me alone. Oh,
It's alright, mate. Happens to the best of us.
There you go, girl. Say no.
Oh, look at these guys. Oh, the rhinos aren't doing much. It's a bit disappointing. Alright, Australia Zoo's done. It was good, yeah, done, tick. We're gonna, car's fixed. Ilya just wants to go for a drive to make sure everything's right. Oh, what do you know? We're like just behind Glasshouse Mountains. But we're just gonna go have a look. Ilya says it's like, we're just looking, we're not gonna actually drive it or do anything, we're just gonna have a look. He reckons we'll be back in half an hour. So I'm gonna take about a half an hour's worth in Ilya time for the recce, and we'll see how it goes. That bit. Ooh. Good and proper. Bit of forensics. I know some of you love to do forensics. Tell me your thoughts. Coming to you from Dirty 62. What a coincidence. We are 9.4 kilometres from Glasshouse Mountains. What do you know? How did we accidentally end up here? Oh, it's almost 5 o'clock at night. So we're heading out. What could go wrong?
Next one?
was going to go down a bit further and get in amongst all that. Yeah, here. I was going to go in there and then probably in there or something. Oh, that's what I was thinking.
That's right. I'm just trying to get on the same track there.
Oh man, this all shit here looks all fucking nuts. These fucking all tracks here.
So, about there.
Is it a gate that says don't go through it, or?
Yeah, it's got a lock.
Motor vehicles restricted. So, like a.
I know where to turn around, mate. I need to call a friend.
Yeah, told you I need to call a friend.
That'll work for me, mate.
Hydraulic shocks. What are you doing? You going up Big Red?
Well, I don't know how to find it. We just came to a gate. It says it's fucking no entry, trespassing, bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Send me something.
Right.
How do I get there?
Okay. I'll find there's a Facebook group, Glasshouse Tracks and maps and shit. I'll get on there and I'll send you the map.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
See you, mate.
Yeah, bye.
We're on.
We're on.
Quick Google, quick reset. Gav Harris, gave us some maps. We're on it. We're in the wrong spot. We're going fast. We could go straight to Big Red, but as a practice, I've found another little side way to get there. So I'm going to do like a few hundred metres of green, yellow, orange, and then another red track. And if that red track is not too bad, then we'll do Big Red. If it is pretty bad, we might come and do that tomorrow. Even though we're supposed to be going home, but we could stay another day.
We're climbing.
We're going up. No, we'll just look around. Put a sign here. Ooh. Anyway, Black Diamond for X Trails, or we'll be right.
This is what's coming up.
I really don't know if I should go back in the car and record his reaction as he comes around the corner, or just like get down here prepped for him to go through it. Let's go in the car. See the sun? It's gonna set in a little bit. This is always a bad idea. Or another word for great content coming. Oh shit, he's walking up. No, we're good.
We're fine.
This bit here's the green, and when we turn the corner, it goes to orange.
There or there?
Right,
What's that?
something else.
Oh, you gonna walk it, Mr. Dave, or?
Oh, it's always fine through the middle. Like, yeah, that turned out alright. I was expecting worse, to be honest. Oh. I'll try and get some trees into shot so we can see the angle, but this is down 25 degrees, I reckon. This is orange.
Yeah, it's orange.
I haven't got to red yet. Holy shit. Do you want me to... Hang on, I'm getting out.
No, where you going? You fucking stay in the car, so we're all getting effed up together.
Oh, man. It's orange.
It was. You didn't used to play it fine.
You're in it now.
No, there's no one been down it.
It's a drop.
Mid contract. Yeah. What road was this one?
Orange.
No,
Oh.
the road. Out in the middle, we'll straddle that, we'll be okay. Staying on one though.
Yeah. Not too bad. There is some whoops in there.
There's someone's max tracks in the ground.
Really?
Is that bricks or max tracks or what is that? Red thing.
Oh yeah, it is too, I think.
Pretty good. Some good ruts here.
That's a fair drop off. That was a max tracks.
Yeah. Power lines.
Oh, there's the power lines.
Oh, fuck, look down there.
Yeah.
There's a puddle. There's a puddle.
There's a puddle. Look down there.
That's a lake. It's not a puddle.
So for context, we had 66 mil of rain last night.
A valley usually means running water. That's what the creeks mean.
It's trickling down the track. It's a bit overgrown. No one's been through here for a bit.
No. Wonder what that means.
We're just doing a recce, that's all. This is like turning
Checking it out for
into...
next time we come.
This is turning into jungle.
This
we're
would
gonna-
be to have around the backyard, eh?
Oh yeah.
Fucking good, was it?
I'm going to do this for a bit. It's like loops around to the right. Oh yeah, there we go. I was trying to work out where that track was then.
I believe you just avoided a puddle. Seriously not going through that shit.
Oh, look how tight this is though.
For a 1 metre.
That we're not going to fit through there.
No, we won't fit through that one.
Nope.
The height there on the left might be an issue. Drop that. Oh shit, that's the thing.
That's in. Yeah, that little bit there, that's not too bad. See the middle track. So
Cross over,
hug the right
Yeah, we'll cross over.
and then
Go left.
through there. Could be deep though, and soft. Yeah, it drops in. We are about a third up the tyre. Looks okay. Just crawl. I don't think so.
Really serious. That one is fucking hardcore shit, man. But what goes down must come up.
At night. It's actually trickling in the tracks.
Consistently. Out of the ground. Maybe we should have fucked off the kayaks.
Oh, I forgot about them. They're under the max.
Recce run.
We're just on a recce. Look at this.
We should be fine. I don't know, looking at this water, we might need it.
Left bank.
That looks pretty deep.
No.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's on the other side? Something to leave? No, shut up. Sand. Mud.
Stay in the right and then come up to the left, maybe.
Are we going left or right? Is the track right?
Let me tell you, hang on. Can't see it.
There is no track to the left.
We're not going left. Sun's getting low.
You need to get me a switch.
Yeah. This thing is just amazing the way it crawls up this stuff. Have a look at the map.
Right?
Right.
I think that right.
Uh,
I'll be able to fit.
yeah, half a metre. So now we need to have a chat. We can go. Everything we've done has been orange,
Okay.
and we can either keep going further, and we're about to see what red looks like in these conditions, or we can just pull the pin. It's late. Come back tomorrow.
Well,
and
what's
do
our
a-
exit
do a green.
strategy?
We could do a green.
What's an fucking green? What's an exit strategy?
Exit is reverse out where you've... No, exit, reverse out and then come back to green. Oh, that's... This is a...
I can't get out.
Had a bit of a chat. We could have... Well, it's late in the day. We could have just pulled the pin and come back tomorrow. But we've got 700 metres of black diamond in front of us and we're going to give it a crack. Didn't really plan for this. I got my safety thongs on. I hopped out. Oh my god, this is actually much worse than it looks in the car. That's like a good 1.5 metre hole in the ground. Like, you never get this on camera. It doesn't show what it is. But we'll let him do it. Plan is to keep right wheel on the high side of that bank. Plan A was anyway. Right? New plan. There's a line here, like there. Alright, we've got a chief spotter coming out.
That's been
Washed.
out.
It's washed out big time. That looks good. I hear the cicadas, like they're like warning us.
Good, yeah. Yeah, keep going.
Easy peasy. Right, here we go.
Jump on the side. It looked big. It looked like a swallow.
Jumping off the side step. It's looking good. Stay on that line, stay straight. Step coming up. This thing responds to anything. It's like clay and then a little bit of rock at the top. Yeah, good. Nice little track though.
Yeah, it's good.
Have a jump up there.
I wouldn't call this a red buck.
Well, the orange was worse than the red.
Oh, there's a rock on it. Do you want me to spot you through here?
There's a big rock.
No. There's a rock
There's
on
a
a
big one on this side.
Yeah, there's a rock on a tree there.
Yeah.
See that?
Really? I'm kidding. dents in this tree here. There's other people thinking about doing that. No, get.
Hang on. Let me have a look at this rock. See the size of it.
Big, man, it's big.
Glad your park's working right now.
Yeah, it's big.
Will kick us over.
Do you want a good photo? Just hang there. I think if it climbs, it's going to slide a little bit. Alright, you're over it. You're on the peak. You're coming down. Well done. That's very well done. Give it a hug. Tree go.
Come on, get on.
Let's see what's up here a bit. Not too bad. So much water has come in. Oh, well, one track's not too bad. I'm going to run up there, I think. This is tight. Look at that stump there. I hope he sees that. Just going straight over it. Oh, around it, okay. Oh, that's classy. That tire's gonna get it. Front looker. Come towards me, like come to me. Don't go that way. Road is like just there. Clear at the front. Good work. How was that for a little recce? This place is insane. Big Red's the one to go for. Like, we accidentally found ourselves here. We can't go home yet. We're gonna go and do this tomorrow. Alright, I'm out. See you tomorrow. Yeah.